Good afternoon and welcome to the Rotary Club of Madison. It's so good to see so many people out here on a snowy, cold day. I can tell who the hardy folks are, right? You made it here today. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate that very much. So my name is Paul Hoffman and I'm the president of the club. Thank you for that. And today's meeting is sponsored by our club's office assistant, Sharon Miemietz. Sharon. And she is sponsoring it today to recognize the hard work and dedication of our Executive Director, Pat Jenkins, and Executive Assistant, Jane Koster. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. And so we'll open up our meeting by reciting the four-way test like we do every time. So what we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Great, thank you for that. And then please remain standing for our opening patriotic song. Ken Yeska is here to lead us in singing our national anthem with Casey Olkers on the keyboard. Ken and Casey?
Hi guys, this song was written 200 years ago, the War of 1812. That's the same war where Washington, where the White House was burned down. But we got back together with the British, so in that sense, it met the four-way test. So let's do the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. It's 1, 2, you know what to do. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, both broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave truth to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? And if anybody hit the high note, good for you.
Awesome, thanks everybody. And now our guests are going to be introduced by Christy Goforth. Christy? Welcome, Christy. Thank you for doing this.
My Sunday best.
Yeah.
Ooh, hi, everybody. I will be here to announce our guest today. So guests, when I read your name, please stand and remain standing until we will welcome you as a group after everyone is read off. We have Bill Banfield, a guest of Joe Lanus. Byron Bishop, a guest of Melanie Ramey. Norman Davis, also a guest of Melanie Ramey. Jovan Montgomery, a guest of Susan Schmitz. Mark Richardson, a guest of Ron Luskin. And A.J. Gray, our youngest guest today, a guest of Anthony Gray. Welcome, everyone. Thank you.
Awesome. Welcome to all of our guests. Nice to have you here, and thank you, Christy, for your introductions. The number I want to highlight today is 118. Rotary International turns 118 years tomorrow. And it started with the vision of one man, Paul Harris, a Chicago attorney, who formed the Rotary Club of Chicago on February 23, 1905. He designed the club so professionals with diverse backgrounds could exchange ideas, form meaningful, lifelong friendships, and give back to their communities. The 400-plus members in our club are linked to more than 1.2 million members around the world. And it's great to be a part of this 118-year-old organization that continues to build goodwill and better friendships locally and beyond. As I mentioned at the opening of the meeting, Sharon Miemietz sponsored today's meeting, and we appreciate her support. There is some more background on her sponsorship that I'll now share. Today is the last Wednesday that we'll see Sharon at our weekly meetings, as she is planning to retire at the end of this month. She's been working part-time for us since 2014, and she's always been helpful and a friendly face at the registration table as we are walking into our meetings. I have a small gift of appreciation, and I'd like Sharon to come forward, so let's give her a round of applause and thank her for her service. Sharon, so much. Let's get a picture here together.
Oh, okay.
Try to do that. Awesome. Thank you, Sharon. There's an envelope for you.
Paul asked me to say a few words, and I'm much more comfortable sitting and chatting than I am standing and talking, so it's going to be quick. First of all, thank you, Paul, and then I would really like to thank Pat and Jane, first of all, for welcoming me to the Rotary family back in 2014. But I'm especially grateful that they let me stay as long as they did. I can be more than a little quirky at times, and Pat and Jane tolerated my craziness every day when I stepped foot in the office. And sometimes, literally, it started the minute I stepped foot in the office. As you already know, their work ethic is unsurpassed. It was a pleasure to be part of the Rotary office team, and it really is an honor for me to call Pat and Jane friends. And now I'm going to get choked up, so this is going to get even worse. And then I'd like to thank all of you. I appreciate you letting me share in the good works that you do. I'm there when the kids come to get the scholarships, the youth awards, so I see the joy that this club brings to the Madison area. You've touched more lives than you realize. And as for my future, I'm going to be starting with a number of visits to good friends across the country. I'll be taking more classes at the Y, probably see Mark there on occasion. Pickleball lessons start in March. But just so you know, I'm also looking at chair yoga as a backup plan, which for me is probably the better backup plan. High on my list is becoming a professional volunteer. My life has been blessed, and it really is time for me to give back. So if you're looking for volunteers, Pat and Jane will know where to find me. Again, thank you for 8 great years. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sharon. I really appreciate it, and thank you for being willing to come up and talk to us and share your thoughts, and thank you for an incredible 8 years. We're going to miss you, but you've made a huge mark on us, so thank you for that. All right. Let's see once here. Over the next few months, Pat and Jane are learning a new Rotary database program that is hoped to bring more efficiencies to our office. As they transition to this new software, Sharon has agreed to come into the office a few hours a week and through the end of June, and we thank Sharon for her willingness to help out during this transition. She was offering to volunteer. I don't think she knew we were going to tap her right away for that as much that she was offering. But we're going to hear more about the new Rotary database program in a few months. It's called Club Runner. And we'll have an overview of how members will all be able to update their own biographies. Committee chairs will be able to communicate directly with their committee members, and there's going to be more details to come. So just so you know, that's part of the whole transition plan with Sharon's retirement. Okay, Julie Swenson co-chairs our Rotary Scholar Mentor Committee, and she's got an announcement for us to make today. Julie, welcome to the podium.
Thank you all. As Sharon said, one of the very best things we do at the Rotary downtown Madison is our scholarship program. And very quickly, I wanted just a show of hands, who is a Rotary mentor or has been a Rotary mentor? Fantastic. So if you have any questions, there is somebody at your table you can ask. We're going into the process of choosing 25 unbelievable candidates. We've got about 15 people, Rotarians, who have offered to mentor a scholar coming up, and we need about 10 more. I would like you to consider, if you're a woman, if you speak Spanish. These are categories that we always need, people that we always need. We try to fit you together with your expertise and then what you're bringing. It is a two-way street. It is as valuable to them as it is to us. I know before I've spoken to you about the absolute delight of helping a scholar through what they're going to do when they graduate and how to be an artist. I will tell you, my last interaction with my scholar now is a woman who just moved from Ecuador, her senior year in high school. She speaks predominantly Spanish. I speak a little. We're pretty good together. She came to see a play at Forward Theater, and here's what she said. Her Rotary check didn't get cashed because they said something about she has to sign it. You don't know from Ecuador that you have to endorse a check. These are the kind of things that we are helpful at, that they are comfortable asking us, that is non-judgmental and, oh my gosh, I'm sorry you didn't know that, let me help you. That's what we do. I hope you will consider it. It is a wonderful program and will make your life better too. There's forms at their table if you'd like to sign up. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you to everybody who is or has been a Rotary Scholar Mentor. That's a fantastic program, so appreciate that. Joyce Bromley chairs our club's Member Recognition Subcommittee, and she's going to come forward and introduce this year's Club Service Award recipient, one of them. Hi, Joyce. Welcome.
Thank you, President Paul. The Member Recognition Committee was established by the Board of Directors to annually recommend members who have contributed outstanding service in one of Rotary's 5 avenues of service: service to our club, service to the community, service to the international community, to vocational service, and to youth service. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Madison, I'm honored to announce that Jim Christensen has been selected to receive the Community Service Award. In the 30 years that Jim has been a member of our club, he has served us in a variety of ways. He has served on our board of directors. He has been a mentor to the several Rotary scholars. He has been a regular volunteer at our annual ethics symposium, and he currently chairs our member retention committee. We see him at work in our club and on behalf of the club in the community. He has been involved for the longest period of time with the Community Projects Committee, where he has served as chair, regularly volunteers in his group activities within the community. He helps organize and contributes to our holiday gift project for children in need. He organized and participated in a number of tree planting projects at area schools. Additionally, he has volunteered at the Ironman, at Habitat of Humanity, and at the picnic we held on the Concerts on the Square for the One City School students. Even this past weekend, he has volunteered to distribute bikes for kids, free bikes for kids. Jim is a champion in helping our Rotary Club make a difference in our community. For that, our club has made a $200 contribution in his name to the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International for his community service. As Jim comes to the podium to receive a certificate and pin from President Paul Hoffman, Let's give him a round of applause for appreciation for all that he does for our community service.
Awesome, thanks. Jim, here's your sticker. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Joyce. Great recognition there. All right. We kicked off a series last month to feature one of our members who are in the news and asked them to tell us why they're in Rotary. We heard from Renee Moe last month, and today we've selected Anthony Gray. Many of you probably saw the recent article in the Wisconsin State Journal about BT Farm Foundation, and Anthony Gray is part of that planning team. Anthony has been a member of our club since 2015 and will be serving as our club president in 2025-26. And I've asked him to come up and give us a quick response to, why am I a Rotarian? Anthony?
Thank you, President Paul.
Thank you.
For me, it's actually really quite simple. I am a Rotarian because I am ferociously proud to be a part of an organization that lives its values, or at least the values it espouses, right? There's a distinction between aspirational values, which there's nothing wrong with, and operational values, things that you actually take action on and direct the activities of your life. You all are champions. You all are leaders. You all live your values and operationalize them in a way that makes me proud. I'm going to read the tiniest snippet of the shortest speech you've ever heard, because every time I read it, I think about each and every one of you, and it actually was written by President Theodore Roosevelt. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with the cold, timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I am honored to be in the arena with all of you.
Anthony, thank you so much. We are all looking forward to your leadership in, 7, 8, 9 years, whatever that is, but at some point here. But thank you. We're looking forward to that, and really appreciate your inspiring message, and thank you for being a great Rotarian. All right. Our Rotary District Friendship Exchange Committee has announced plans to organize a Rotary Friendship Exchange of 10 Rotarians to travel to Budapest, Hungary in April. Mary O'Brien from our club is planning to travel with the group, And we have a flyer at each table today with details, and you could pick up a copy if you're interested in learning more about the travel opportunity to Hungary. And the Rotary District Tri-Con is coming up at the end of April, and Jane's going to show us a quick video clip about this event. Jane?
The early bird registration discount ends on February 28th, and final plans are really coming together. My favorite part of our district conference is connecting with Rotary friends and making new connections. And I have to say that our speaker lineup is absolutely amazing. One of our plenary speakers is District 2231 Governor Peter Jankowski, and he's going to share stories of his country's efforts to support Ukrainian refugees. Another is Claire Richards, a Rotaract member from Minnesota. She's going to share insights and strategies to bridge the gap and better connect with the emerging leaders in your life. We'll have 2 more amazing plenary speakers and dozens of workshops or breakouts to educate and inspire. Plus, we're set to have a ton of fun. You've got to go to RotaryTricon.com to see what's in store, and please register today. Our district conference is an awesome way to expand and experience the Rotary world.
Awesome. Thanks. I do plan on attending that. I hope we get a few of our members that plan on going up to La Crosse. It's always a great city to go up and visit. I happen to be from La Crosse, so it's a great place to go, or La Crosse area. We've got a few magnets at the table today with dates, so you can take one to remind you to register, and there's a discounted registration fee if you sign up, like Ben said, by February 28th. We've got some birthdays to celebrate with a bit of humor and wisdom that complements Rotary's mission. We encourage members to make a gift to the Rotary, Madison Rotary Foundation that represents their age, rounded up to 100 for our Synergy Scholarship Fund. On February 20th, Grace Chosey. On February 22nd, Don Helfrich, who turns 101 years old today. 101 today. Yeah, there we go. That's worth it there. February 23rd, Vicki Enright. February 24th, Dave Ettinger, who says, "Spring is on the way. Did you know that there are 500 identified native bee species in Wisconsin?" All right, Dave, thank you for that. Today doesn't quite feel like spring is on the way as much. But February 25th, Bill Meal. And thanks to our celebrants for their contributions to the Madison Rotary Foundation. And please join me in wishing them a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Casey. Our speaker today was going to be Ron Busby, President and CEO of the U.S. Black Chambers Incorporated, but he unfortunately was unable to travel to Madison today because of the weather. But we're very pleased to have Camille Carter, President of the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce, here to present in his place. Thank you, Camille, for being here. She's a graduate of Michigan State University and is the owner of Financial Services Group of Wisconsin, LLC. She's also worked in key positions at North American Bankcard, as well as Mass Mutual Financial Group. Camille has served as president of the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce since 2017. We look forward to your presentation today, Camille, and we've made a contribution to the Rotary International Polio Plus Fund as a way to say thanks for speaking with us today. I also want to mention that we'll have Q&A after our speaker is finished, as time allows, but please wait for the microphone if you've got a question. And with that, let's give a warm Rotary welcome to Camille Carter to our podium for filling in with us today. Thank you, Camille.
Hello, everyone. Wow, what an impressive meeting today. This is all somewhat overwhelming because everything happened so fast, and we are in the middle of planning our gala, and Ron Busby, we're still working on his appearance, but he's not able to be here at this moment. So I have a presentation in which I delivered not too long ago at the Tempo Madison. So for those of you who are members of Tempo, I beg your forgiveness in advance. You'll see this information, and maybe some of you that might go to the gala, I also beg another permission to just share my information with you multiple times. As President Paul introduced, I am Camille Carter with the president, I am the president and CEO of the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. I can promise you that I will not sing from the podium, as I understand that that's kind of a tradition for you. But in understanding and learning about your organization so far, I do believe that we share very similar values, and so I'm honored to be here in your presence and also see a lot of friendly faces as well. So thank you for receiving me. I am, just a little bit of background about me. I am one from Michigan. I hail all of my roots from Michigan, though I've been in Wisconsin for about 20, going on 21 years. And I am a graduate of Michigan State University, but I also am a traveler and enjoy being of service and learning about culture. So I am a Peace Corps volunteer, as I share with Jason Ilstrip there, and have traveled internationally and have lived abroad quite extensively as well. So this role was kind of a surprise for us when we moved here 20 years ago. It was just myself and my daughter. And so as I talk about a lot of the things that I do in the community, I always start with my greatest accomplishment. And that would be the raising and my daughter, who is Kingsley. And though Kingsley has her own sense of famousness, if you will. And as I said, we are from Michigan, but we definitely love Wisconsin. She's a recent graduate of 2021, thank you so much, of the UW. So we fight green and red all the time, but we definitely, that's a little bit of how we fight green and red. That's our family from Michigan, and we were on our way to a homecoming game. So we are Spartans, and I certainly have been in some conflicting thoughts with the recent shootout that has happened at Michigan State. It just really did something to me profoundly, because one of the young ladies that was killed is her family, her mother works with my brother-in-law. So it's a very close-knit community, but certainly keep Michigan State in your prayers. They are certainly still healing. So though we are from Michigan, we do love Wisconsin. And again, as I said, my greatest accomplishment is my daughter. And a fun fact of her, and had I even known that I would be really here and kind of prepared for you, I would have brought you all Wienermobile whistles. Because a fun fact of my daughter, after she graduated from the university, she went on to become a hot dogger for a year with the Oscar Mayer Heinz Company and drove the Wienermobile. And sometimes it's amazing to watch her, as I said, because I know that she wasn't the greatest driver. And so we talked a lot about parallel parking, and we really had some conflicting thoughts about if it was necessary to learn that or not. So with driving the Wienermobile, she's really come a long way. So, as I said, I have always been in financial services throughout my entire career, business development and financial services. Years ago, I actually learned of the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce as an entrepreneur myself, and that is a picture of me kind of marketing my business and in financial services at one of the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce's business expos. So, but I wasn't planning on coming to work with the Madison Black Chamber, but I am a lover of Bob Ross, and he is one of my favorite bedtime voices. And as we would all understand life, if you live long enough, that it kind of happens in the fast lane, and that there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. And so I would consider myself in my role here with the with the Chamber of Commerce as kind of a happy accident, because that's how I acquired the chamber 5 years ago and being in this role, and so here I am. So a little bit about the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce. We are turning 10 years, we are 10 years old. This is our 10th year anniversary, and as I've talked with many individuals today, and it just amazes me the legacy that goes into a very well-oiled organization. And so as I often struggle in my role as president and CEO in really developing a strong organization, I have been challenged by many mentors to just, remind me and advise me to be patient, that we are still so very young. But we are excited and full of growth and just a young organization. We stand on 5 principles of service. I'm sorry, 4 principles of service, and primarily our organization exists to promote our Black-owned businesses within the Madison and Dane County region. We lead them to opportunities, and we connect them with resources and really build community around their businesses and around their business services. We currently represent over 700 Black-owned businesses around the Madison and Dane County area. Thank you. And we're growing. Many of our businesses are solopreneurs, and often are working while building their businesses, because as many have heard through the years, that starting a business, one, is very challenging, and capitalization is a big part of starting businesses. And for businesses of color, finding capital and financing to businesses often occurs during the bootstrapping method. So many of them have jobs, they are working, and just making sure that, they can keep their mortgages paid and send their children to school as they're building their retirement. But those are the pillars of service that we stand on. This is an old picture of our board, but that is who we are. Some of our accomplishments that we've had in this role is many, there we go. Again, as I mentioned, we are turning 10 this year, and we started literally 10 years ago, the Madison's first Black Business Expo. My understanding, and I stand on the shoulders of many that have come before me, when the chamber began and found started to do its work, at that time there were about 75 businesses that were relatively known. So back in 2024, which is where our organization had its roots as a Black Business Association, they really needed to find ways to, one, identify that Black businesses existed in the area and to build community around them. So that was some of the evolution of why we started the Black Business Expo. We also, throughout the years, have hosted boot camps and weekend boot camps. As I mentioned, Many of our businesses are working, and oftentimes when they're working other jobs, but oftentimes when they're working within their businesses, it's really difficult to get them out of their business to work on their business because they're so focused and myopic in making sure that they are successful. So we developed the strategy and the program of Black Business Weekend Boot Camps, where we would take them and house them and bring in professionals to work on marketing and all sorts of skill sets. We also started the first Black Business Directory. Again, as I talked about, you know, in the inception of the organization, there were only 75 businesses, and we really wanted to make sure that the community knew about them. So the way that we did that additionally is, again, to promote their business through our Black Business Directory. This year, we are launching our online directory, and currently, as I said, we'll have more than 700 businesses. So we've gone from 75 businesses to almost 700 businesses that will be in that Black Business Directory. Along the way, we also, many of you may have heard of Black Restaurant Week. And Black Restaurant Week is an opportunity where, again, we promote businesses and we build community around food, because who doesn't like food and culture? And so back 7 years ago, Madison, Wisconsin actually hails the bragging rights of being the first city to start Black Restaurant Week. And so now we are in the 7th year anniversary of Black Restaurant Week. And throughout the years, it has become very popular, and many larger urban cities have adapted Black Restaurant Week, but Madison was the first, so, in the nation, which is an exciting thing. We also started the Black Business Awards and Recognition Exhibition, and we started that about 5 years ago. As I mentioned when I started this presentation, we have a gala coming up on tomorrow, and we are celebrating the 5th year anniversary. This is the program that is that we started as that program, and this year we have rebranded it to the Madison Black Gala. We also do a host of seminars and workshops, anything that incubators, networking. You know, we just provide resources for our businesses to be successful and grow. We've had this year many successes. We work directly with the SBA and are the only minority chamber in the state of Wisconsin that is and has been designated as an SBA community navigating organization, which is a big honor. And we did that in partnership with the U.S. Black Chambers of Commerce, which Ron Busby, I'm sure, would have talked to you about a little bit. And then we just recently secured a partnership with Google, which is very exciting as well for digital upskilling for our customers, our members. We also have a very good connection with Governor Evers and through the Department of Administration, and recently received a very sizable grant of $3.6 million, in which we are very excited about. Thank you. This means a lot. When I started this organization, I was not paid for 2.5 years, and we had a budget of $31,000, actually less than that. So it's a big step up, and we are excited about growing. Again, I talked to you a little bit about our history and where we started from. We started from what's called the African American Black Business Association, ABBA. So I stand here on the shoulders of many that had the vision of, you know, taking care of Black-owned businesses and recognizing them in meaningful ways. These are some of our founders of our organization. Again, I've talked to you about a little bit about our boot camps and you know, how we're able to really work directly one-on-one with our businesses by taking them out of their business to work on their business. Business expos, we have a very invaluable partnership with Madison College. They have hosted us in many areas, from really hosting our boot camps to partnering with our Black Business Expos, as well as some of our curriculum that we have used in our incubators. Networking, these are some of our businesses and vending. Networking is a very big part of business success. And again, we do provide directory business services, helping our businesses connect with the communities and helping our communities find our businesses. This was the last gala that we had over at Madison College, in which Ron, you attended. I remember you from the audience there. But that was our last in-person gathering. So tomorrow we'll gather again for the first time since the pandemic, and we're very excited about that. And for many of you that may have known Miss Malele Chikasa Nana, she was one of the founding members of our organization and loved Black-owned businesses. And we are just, again, honored to stand on her shoulders and to walk in her footprint, which those are some pretty big footprints. Again, we advocate for our businesses, making sure that we are at the table, understanding where opportunities are that will help them to be successful. Training and educating is essential for all that we do. We are connected and have some very invaluable partners, like Jessica Cavazos over there with the Latino Chamber of Commerce. That is our cousin. We started in the same areas. And we're walking in their shoes as well. They're doing great work over there. And then Juan, who is the big cheerleader there. So making sure that he's right there advocating. We love you, Juan. And then certainly we operate at the national, state, and local level. So again, Ron Busby, who is our U.S. State Chamber of Commerce representative. We've got Kate Middleton there from the Middleton Chambers. And then we also have Jason Ray there from the LGBT Chambers as well, which is a state organization. So just very well connected and just making sure that we advocate at every level possible for our businesses. Some of our programs, events, and services are, again, leading our businesses to opportunities and helping them to be successful and sustainable. We have programming for, many have heard that capitalization is very difficult for a lot of our Black-owned businesses. And so we are seeking to find solutions and programming to help them better themselves and to expand their team, especially in the area of finances. And we do offer our QuickBooks coaching clinic, in which we don't just provide webinars, we also provide a coach that walks along that journey with our businesses, helping them to become loan ready. The PPP, when there are opportunities for businesses to find financing and funding, we're getting that information and supportive services out to our businesses to help assist them in that to be successful. Because I am a financial advisor and have a financial background, when a lot of our businesses throughout the pandemic were not able to qualify for funding, that really affected and impacted me profoundly. And I worked directly with one of my mentors. His name is Bob Wynn. Many of you might know Bob. Bob and I we started out creating, we wanted 2 webinars that would, talk about financial wellness, and we came up with this Black capitalism brand, and that ideation of having 2 webinars evolved into a 5-part series, and then we're working on part 2 right now. We have all of the content. We just have to have the time to create it and launch it. But it is a very robust system that we created for our businesses, and our businesses really love that and enjoyed that. We have provided, we will get back into our Level Up Business series, which is where we bring professionals in, kind of a lunch and learn, and work on our businesses and teach them subject matter content, and do that on a monthly basis. That's our Level Up series. Promotion. if you are an avid reader, our last Be Bears, what we called it, but our Black Business Awards program from last year, we were really honored to have the widow of Reginald Lewis, who was the first Black billionaire, and is the author of Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? It's a very fascinating story of the Beatrice companies. And before understanding his legacy, I did not know that he was the owner of McCall Pattern. Anyone sews? Yeah, remember the old McCall Patterns? He owned that company and went in and turned it around. But very excellent program. And this is just pictures of years past programs of our awards programs, just recognizing our businesses. Uh-oh, I don't know. What was there? The gala. That's tomorrow. And so right now tomorrow we have our 5th annual awards program and our 10th year celebration. And we are featuring back in 2019 through networking and partnerships. We secured a relationship with the Tulsa Historical Society and Museum and secured the official traveling exhibit for the Black Wall Street story and legacy. And so we are honored to be presenting that exhibit and own that exhibit, and for the first time ever are bringing that to our community. And we'll be sharing that opportunity with our community from tomorrow over at Monona Terrace between 2 and 6 o'clock. It's 2 until 4:30, which is open to the public to come in and visit the exhibit for free. We also have almost 30 Black-owned vendors that will be there, and we'll just be, hopefully not as inclement of a weather pattern that they're predicting, but there will be, members from the community visiting with that exhibit and understanding about the successes and the history and the legacy of Black-owned businesses, particularly when businesses were very strong in the 1920s. And then we have the gala, which is a black tie event, and we are sold out, and we sold out 3 times for that event. It's a high honor it's a high honor. And Anthony Gray was one of our businesses that had been recognized in past years. I hope you have your ticket, Anthony. Okay. Come see me. I might be, there were a few cancellations, but we sold out 3 times. And when we started this process 5 years ago, we never thought we'd get more than 75 people in a room. And Miss Mullally and I always had a very close relationship. And so our past, that first event that we had, we got more than 75. We got about 150 people in the room. I know Steve Goldberg was at that first inaugural awards program, and now we are upwards of 400 for this year. So we are really growing up. We're looking forward to it. And with that, that's just Black Restaurant Week, and just a dedication to Miss Mullally. A lot of these things we've kind of talked about. I just want to share the pictures with you of our beautiful Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs. That's businesses enjoying Black Restaurant Week, building community through some of the work and the services that we do. That's another part of Black Restaurant Week. Throughout the pandemic, we just tried to figure out how to help our businesses, and we actually created an app that helped to provide curbside delivery services for our businesses and providing food to people on a drive-by basis. And we did everything. We built the app, and we extended the opportunity to our businesses, and we fulfilled the orders, which was a lot of work. We didn't realize that going into it, but it was a very popular program. It takes a lot of volunteers. Food Cart Jamboree, that's a part of our Black Restaurant Week as well, where it's kind of like an outdoor festival, again, building community. It's a great place and a great space to come out. We've historically had it at the Feed Kitchen. They have been great, wonderful partners of ours. They incubate a lot of our businesses that are caterers and food cart owners. And that's Black Restaurant Week. And I always love to kind of close with this slide because Miss Malele is in everything that we do. And one of the things that she made sure that we understood was that we had a legacy and that her voice must continue forward. So her picture is always there and says, "I'm not here, but my voice is." So with that, I think that's that's pretty much it, other than just some of our businesses and other services. So.
That's right. Thanks for being here. How can we access the directory?
The directory is going live within the next month. We are now onboarding. It's technology, right? We started this directory. We had no idea of how hands-on that directory is. We currently have our old directory online, and it's accessible, and it has been. It's our 2018 directory, and that's in print. And we will have a printed directory between third and fourth quarter, again, the new edition for 2023. For the online directory, it will be online. We are announcing that at the gala, and it's ready to launch now. So you can go onto MadisonBlackChamber.com, and that directory and information and resources will be there.
Paul indicated we have one more question. I'm going to ask you. Could you talk to us about how we're going to collaborate with how you're going to collaborate with the Urban League's Black Business Hub?
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for that, Ron. One of the Urban League has been great partners of ours since our inception as well. And as many may have heard, there's a wonderful project and incubator called the Black Business Hub. It is located right in the parking lot of the Urban League on Park Street, and it will be an amazing resource to our community for Black-owned businesses, where we will house businesses and community resources and financial partners to really help our businesses be successful and be sustainable over the long term. We will be moving into the Black Business Hub and are a direct partner with the Urban League for the development of our businesses, and that building will be available this spring.
What an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, fantastic. Thank you for coming out to talk to us this morning, today, Camille. Really appreciate it when we called you this morning, and I'm sure just try to say, hey, we got this opportunity to fill in, you know. You've got nothing else going on like a gala the next night that you need to plan for or anything, so I just appreciate your willingness to come and help share your story with us this morning and this afternoon. Thank you for that, and appreciate you being here. Thank you. All right. I also wanted to say thanks again to Sharon, and just appreciate all that she's done for us and wish her well in her retirement. So I just want to make a final mention of that. And then I hope that you'll join us next week. We're going to hear from the Cap Times publisher, Paul Fanlon, who's going to talk to us about the state of print media. And I think that should be really a fascinating presentation. He's looking forward to it, and so am I. And with that, we are adjourned. Be safe out there.